that we are live. Yep, it says streaming in excellent condition, and yet we do not have live. Do you guys see the stream? Do you guys see? Oh, okay, we're good, guys. We're good. All right, seems like we're good and going live, guys. We just hit the live button just now. We're waiting for everything to go live. It is always a pain in the ass to get YouTube working in the morning. But anyways, guys, welcome back to another episode of Box Mining live stream here only on Box Mining. So, guys, we have quite a interesting weekend this week. We're going to do an update on everything that's happening in crypto. Crypto is coming back on, so crypto's not dead yet again. I think every morning I'm just wondering what people are freaking out about. And yeah, crypto's not dead still. We're moving back up. We'll talk a little bit about the market scene and what my take on it for this week is. We'll talk a little bit also about the recent news updates. I've actually prepared quite a lot of news updates. You can look at the number of tabs up here. A lot regard. It's just a lot of like very random news. Like if I need to give you an overview, like I've done my homework, I was like, if I need to give you an overview, it's like a lot of random news happening this week, but it all amounts to something. So we'll give you guys a very quick, brief highlight of everything going on. I've also started more farming recently. So yeah, been finding more and more of these niche farms that are generating 40% APY. So like 40% back of my money, which is great, So I'm going back into farming a little bit, getting a little bit of that passive income so I can just recklessly spend it and buy stuff. Like recently, this finally arrived, like finally. So this is the new MacBook Air with the new M1 chip. I was waiting for ages for it, but yeah, that's finally it. It's great actually. So now I have two. So I have like this bigger one is like I kind of have the both ends of the spectrum now. I have the bigger one, which is like the massive tank that's like meant to do everything, and this is like kind of the one you take out with you to do live streams. Yeah, and I tested out. It can actually do live streams. Anyways, full review on this coming up in a crypto review. Like can use all those like ledgers, Trezors, and MetaMask and everything. Full review on that coming up on this channel. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Lots of random stuff. Also, I'll show you something really random this weekend. So I got this. All right. So going back into my mining roots, um, this can fit 6 GPUs inside. So this is a case. It fits 6 GPUs inside. It's got like 1,650 watts of power, and it just sounds like a jet engine. Like literally, you turn this on, you're like, wow. Um, but anyways, I'll tell you about guys more about mining. Going back to roots, can you even make a profit mining these days? Anyways, I went through like a new video is coming out. I prepared that over the weekend. It was really fun to do. Well, mostly because I was interested, mining versus staking, right? Mining versus staking, which one's more profitable? Which one should you like spend energy on? Like, should you buy any of this? And I'm not promoting this in any way, but like I found this on Taobao, right? Which is literally AliExpress. And usually things on AliExpress explode. So I'll tell you if it's actually safe to power one of these on, because it uses like this thing's ridiculously cheap. Like the case itself is roughly around $280, including motherboard, RAM, SSD, plus the power supply, the 1,650 watt power supply, like all this in this box. Literally, box mining was like $300. It was a great steal, but yeah, when I turned it on, I was like, fingers crossed, like does this work? Anyways, upcoming lots of cool videos. Oh, and it's heavy as hell. But anyways, lots of cool videos coming up this week, so I'm pretty excited. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Really does help with the channel. By the way, guys, thank you all for watching, coming in today. But you can obviously, I'm super excited for a lot of cool stuff coming up. But yeah, so that's coming up this week. Also, yeah, hit the likes. Likes really matter on YouTube. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. We're gonna do the highlights and everything, and we'll talk about all that cool stuff, all that jazz today. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's go for the intro. All right, so let's go straight into the market recap of what is going on this week. We have a V-shaped recovery. V-shape, like little V-shape. So we're moving up. Ethereum is moving up to almost 600 yet again. So we're attacking, we're moving our forces to start attacking that resistance that we saw previously at 640. So we're kind of moving back after that recovery of last week. Same thing goes with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin passed 19K yet again. So the good news here, right? The good news for all of this is that Bitcoin, when we said it was above 16K, Bitcoin was only above 16K for 7 days prior to this run, right? But now we're just consistently above 16. We're moving up to 19. We're holding 19. This is actually really good, actually. If you look at the market, like the market isn't even exploding it in terms of retail talk, right? But we're just moving up. Like, this is actually a sign that there's a lot more very strong hands hodlers in the space, and we've seen, continuously that the news of this is happening. Now, last week, of course, we did have a dip, and that narrative it's kind of interesting. There was just I'll review this. So, a few journalists were asking me about what I thought about the recent dip and the recovery for Bitcoin. Like they were looking for news points, and this is something very kind of symbolic of mainstream media, right? They want a narrative. They want a story to tell to their audience. So obviously last week's narrative was clearly on the Mt. Gox coins. So this potential sell-off by coins held previously by the defunct exchange Mt. Gox. You guys probably know that because I'm a victim of that exchange. Basically, I left cryptocurrencies on that exchange in 2014. The exchange just went bust, and yeah, 6 years later, we're still waiting for some of our funds to return. Now, obviously, because the amount of funds is very large, it's around $2 billion plus worth of Bitcoin. If that gets distributed back to the original, the creditors, the users of the exchange, there's a fear of a sell-off, right? So that was last week. But most of that fear has been alleviated now because of two reasons. Reason number one was because I don't really think we're going to get any money back. Honestly, with Mt. Gox, I've waited roughly like 6 years to get my money back. I don't think I'm gonna still get that money back anytime this year, considering how long they stalled it, right? Just knowing these, the Japanese authorities who are dealing with this, they take their time. And then the other reason why is that we've been seeing continuous buy orders from institutions, essentially buying up Bitcoin, buying up the supply, eating it up. Yeah, it's like the FOMO is arriving back into the scene again. So yeah, so we definitely see that FOMO coming back. I'll load up the charts for you guys a sec, but yet again, we're approaching what we previously saw as we're almost here. We're almost trying to hit that 20K for Bitcoin. That's going to be a very symbolic kind of attack on Bitcoin's resistance. I mean, that resistance has been there for a long time. If you actually just look at it, even just if you look at the 90-day chart, you'll see very, very clearly that this is a big freaking job, right? Attacking 20K for Bitcoin is huge. I mean, we tried, like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the past to try to attack 20K. This is going to be the big one. Once you attacked and get past 20K, that's going to be interesting. That's when, you can see this by up here. We're approaching new territory. We'll be entering a new phase for Bitcoin. So I think this is where, all eyes on Bitcoin at this current point. And same thing, but Ethereum is not as crazy because Ethereum has reached even higher highs in the past. I mean, if you look at the max of Ethereum popped off at 1,500 before, but now we're moving back up. And I think something that's very healthy about Ethereum this time is that we're not relying on ICOs to push up the price. So I feel like this is why I'm very optimistic for Ethereum as well. Is because back in 2017, why Ethereum had these like crazy hockey stick spikes, right? You can see like it spikes up like boom. And the reason why was that because that time ICOs were very hot and ICOs sourced funding in Ethereum. So to participate in ICOs and to participate into that game, you needed to have a huge stockpile of Ethereum, or you needed to buy it off the market, causing the price to spike up even more. So a lot of people chose the latter, causing this chain reaction. Now, that wasn't super healthy because back in the day, the ICO kind of scene got obliterated in 2018. Like during that scene, like projects were raising around like $1 billion every year. You can see the ICO stats at that time. It was crazy, right? But now, ICOs are doing two things, right? We still have coin offerings, but this time it's a little bit more kind of less crazy. And also they don't source funding in Ethereum anymore. A lot of ICOs source funding in USDT. So that kind of changed the dynamic, that kind of changed the use case of ETH. And now ETH is moving up more because of the platform itself, which is a lot more healthy if you think about it that way. So that's my take on the current market and the kind of trends going forward in the space. Now, overall market, I see a lot of growth still. So like, if you look at the past 24 hours, Horizon, Stellar, Empty Dollar, Nano. So yeah, altcoins moving back up yet again. In terms of the dips, we don't really have that much in the past 24 hours. So yeah, it's been a lot of positive growth in that area. Same thing in the top 200. You see Haven, Noia, Champion, Axe, Aeon, API 3. You guys were all requesting that. Keeper. They're all moving up in the double digits. So yet again, strong recovery on the altcoin front. Well, mostly because of speculation. So we can kind of see that this kind of cycle always continuing. People hyping up, then getting scared, then hyping up again. Now we're back up the second hype phase. The phases happen so quickly in crypto. It's utterly, completely, and utterly insane. So, anyways, it's life, right? It's life. Just a big shout out as well whilst we're talking about it, my guys. Smash up the likes, but also of course make sure you check out the Bitcoin Out of the Box podcast. More work is going to come on this week. The last podcast was scheduled of Cyberpunk, and it's all about DeFi automation, crazy bull run, and we also have an interview with Sam Bankman-Fried, guy from FTX, crazy hair guy. You definitely need to pay attention to him. So two very good interviews that you should definitely be getting on top of. And the best thing about the podcast is you can listen to it on the go. I think that's what I've been trying to do a lot more recently. I'm trying to run a little bit. All right. I've been trying. All right. Trying. All right. Once a week. Okay. Trying to run a bit. But anytime I go out, podcasts are the way to go. It's just amazing. So, anyways, check out Bitcoin Out of the Box. Anyways, taking a look very quickly at the charts, we'll just glance upon it. So right now we got ETH moving up. This is not ETH. This is a Bitcoin chart at 1 day. So yet again, we're talking about that kind of the strong resistance that we see here. So I'm going to draw that line. We definitely see 20K being one of the biggest goals of this year. Now, interesting enough, in terms of timing, right? So we're arriving at the 15th of December right now, or actually 14th rather. So 14th of December today, and Christmas is approaching. We're 10 days away from Christmas. So one of the phenomena that we saw in 2017 was that this holiday season was where people went back home to talk about cryptocurrencies. So both Thanksgiving and for Christmas, holiday seasons, chatter about Bitcoin, could be more retail interest coming. So this is where I'm looking for, okay, if we're going to make that attack above 20K, this is probably the fuel that would be needed to take us beyond 20K for Bitcoin. So yeah, we're seeing that kind of interest going. So if you look at Google Trends, Bitcoin coin trends, I'm just actually double check that as well, because Bitcoin trends, Google Trends, Bitcoin. All right. So this is in the US. We definitely see that moving up. I think this was also during the time. So this is a good chart. So yet again, we see that interest. Okay, so we're peaking the interest for this year in the US, and it's peaking mostly on November. So this was the time, kind of end of November time. This was during Thanksgiving, obviously. Like I said, the holiday effect coming in. We have a little bit of a dip now. So like it seems to be the case that, after Bitcoin prices fell a little bit, and we've seen that on this channel too, it's the number of viewers kind of drops when kind of the prices don't make much movement. But once it starts moving up, interest kind of increases and it goes all crazy from there, right? So the magic of pricing structure on interest. Looking at the situation worldwide, let's take a look. So yeah, again, this very, very similar pattern. Not sure why globally it's like that. I mean, Nigeria being the top contributor to this, did they have extra interest? I think it's also due to the rally. So the two parts of the story: rally, potentially the holidays, and then we'll see another holiday season coming up. So we'll have to see what is going on. Now, it could be more interest coming in because, especially as Bitcoin achieves new highs, people get interested. And I just want to bring this up for you guys. It's kind of funny. I saw this. So mostly this I saw this off Reddit, actually, kind of interesting. But anyways, it says Jim Cramer bought Bitcoin while off nicely from the top in the 17,000s. So poor Jim Cramer, he bought, um, he's buying in, but it's kind of the retail FOMO, right? You kind of realize, and this is something that I've realized almost the hard way, is that people like joining trends, right? Because it trends on the media, it trends everywhere, and then you sound super cool to be part of the gang. But the problem is like the best times to buy are when no one's talking about it. And this is something that we've done extensively on this channel. So we've consistently talked about Bitcoin throughout all of between 2017, 2018, 2019, continuously not only making content, but I was telling you guys, look, 3K Bitcoin, guys, 3K Bitcoin. It's crazy. All right. Like I'm dollar cost averaging in. That was very, very clear about what I was doing. Um, because it was just ridiculous, right? Because no one believed in Bitcoin back then, and now it's just like everyone wants to believe in it because it's cool. But if you want to make the massive gains, well, the massive gains comes when, well, people. It's not about joining hype. It's about being there when everyone loses faith almost, right? It's doing the not cool thing, right? When no one's talking about it, that's when the entry points are. And now we're entering a position where it's a little bit harder to get in. The entry points, the good entry points are gone, right? Earlier on this year, 4.5K Bitcoin. That was a good entry point. Now 17K Bitcoin, that's like what, almost 4 times, right? Almost 4 times of the lowest point on Bitcoin, right? So yeah, it's not as good as an entry point, to be honest, right? But it is still, I think the strength of Bitcoin is still here. So I'm not gonna try to tell everyone, look, and this is why I'm hodling. At this point, I've re-entered back into the market. I told you guys last week I re-entered a lot into the market. Um, Mostly after profit. So I took some profits early on. So when Ethereum was around 600, I saw kind of on the top. So past 600, 608, I took some profit there, and then I bought back in at around 550 for Bitcoin. So it's yet again, it's really to do with the hype waves, right? Like I feel like at this current point to have the exposure, and this is the one way I've been looking at this cryptocurrency stuff. It's to have the exposure, to have a position in there is important because it's going to change a lot about what we're doing. And the biggest change I think this year, right? I'll bring out this reason. We'll go lightning speed through the news because like it's a lot of news today. But one of the biggest things I kind of was seeing, right, and this is one of the biggest trends of this year. Let me just find a news article for you guys here. So trying to find it. All right, this one. This one is from Bloomberg Wealth. It says the wealthy are jumping into Bitcoin as stigma around crypto fades. So this is where there's so many different people talking about Bitcoin. And I think that's the difference about this year as well, where the for the past 10 years, right? For the past 10 years, talking a bit about Bitcoin has been very hard. And I've been reflecting on this too, right? Because back in 2012, I had the option of, I was mining Bitcoin, but I had the option to buy Bitcoin, right? Right, not. Everything was open to me. And I didn't make big investments into Bitcoin because I was stupid, right? Simply said, I went around all my family and friends and I was like, yo, guys, what do you think about this Bitcoin thing? And they're like, it's going to go to zero, zero, zero. You go to news. Who do you see? See the Peter Schiff guy up there? Oh, zero, 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 zero. Absolutely zero. Go to some friends, and then they're like, yeah, this is stupid. This is stupid. And not even worth mining. Not even worth mining. Like, you're wasting your time. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. So, yeah, that was back in the past. And that kind of like progressed. That feeling moved throughout 20, like, it persisted until 2017, until we kind of like, I think there's two things, right? Two things that happened in 2017. Two, like I really learned about the power of Bitcoins, and then I started realizing that everyone who was saying that Bitcoin was going to zero, they were like I was giving the example of Dr. Doom, Nouriel Rubini, right? He was a one New York economist, professor. Oh, amazing, 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 great creds. And then he was just saying Bitcoin, zero, shitcoin after shitcoin after shitcoin going to zero, right? And people, rich people also listen to these guys, right? Because they're like, oh, this guy is an economist. Ha ha ha. He knows more than I do. We should listen to him. But you kind of realize that last time when I saw him at the debate, I just realized he was gaining massive funds from saying his positions, right? He was being paid 50K for a conference. I mean, these guys are professors. Professors don't make much, right? 50K to them is a lot. They're making a career out of being the villain, right? That's the same thing with Peter Schiff. He's just jumping on that wagon. He's building a career off taking a shit on Bitcoin, right? Every time the news needs an alternative opinion, they put on Peter Schiff or Nouriel Rubini, right? These guys are building their careers off shitting on Bitcoin. But the problem is that their career isn't going to last very long at this current point, right? This is like, how many times do you have to be consistently wrong? And this is the big problem with media too. Like, why would you put these people on? Like, I guess it's because they need to have another opinion, but at the same time, like these guys have been wrong like continuously for a decade, right? Anyway, that's my rant over. That's my rant. Anyways, we got Dinero says hair mining. Yeah, I got a haircut over the weekend. Yeah, this weekend I did two things, right? One was just getting a bunch of tech stuff. The second was like catching up with life, getting a haircut so I don't have to be like, ooh, live stream coming, guys. All right, making sure my hair is okay. All right, checking up. All right, now it's like, okay, look, it's much better. And also, yeah, did some like exercise over weekend. Also, guys, do you like the plant? For some reason, they were selling like flowers. Like these are like, I have no idea what they're called, but anyways, they smell super nice. I'm not sure why they have it in the middle of winter that they were selling this, but I don't know, it's in full bloom, so I put it on today. Funny times. All right, so catching back up with the chat. Amateur gamer, I wonder whether the pizza delivery boy who got 30,000 Bitcoin for one Domino's pizza is on a yacht right now. Man, those people are like legends, right? Like you kind of meet these. Like I wonder too, but very likely, like if you believed in Bitcoin back then and you bought 30,000 or you had 30,000 Bitcoin or 20,000 Bitcoin, your life's changed, man. Your life has changed. Like if you kept that till now, what is 30,000 Bitcoin? 30,000 times, let's say it's right now 19,000 for Bitcoin. How much is that? How many zeros is that? Like, how do you even read this number? Okay, so that's $500 million, guys. That's $570 million. Jesus, it's crypto, power of crypto, right? Crazy. So yeah, we're there. SD asks, where's the OG plan? OG plan's taking a break. It's in my nice, happy, my farming room. It's my box farming room. It's getting some sunshine, but we'll kind of switch these plants around. It'll be fine. Is yeah, okay. So what's okay? So oops. LA San Jose says, I just did my last trade so I can wrap my taxes over. Yikes. Taxes suck, man. Taxes really suck a lot. Anyways, let's go back to the news. I hate to hear about taxes. It's very unfortunate. But anyways, we did a lot of reading on Reddit, did a lot of catching up as well. So, all right, this is kind of interesting. 338 million people can use Apple Pay to buy crypto now. So there's a new app called Lumi. I haven't checked it out yet, by the way, but this is like making news rounds that people are using this. But yeah, so it's coming. Lumi can apparently buy Bitcoin on Apple Pay, but this is interesting because Apple is technically very tight on how they do payments. So I really want to see if Lumi is gonna have some trouble 3 months down the line. This is gonna be very interesting, guys. So we'll see. Apple has been the biggest dick in terms of their payment services. If you look at Apple versus Epic Games, yeah, you'll figure out why. Apple wants to take the share of Apple tax. This is also interesting. So we got Bitcoin overtakes China in peer-to-peer Bitcoin trading. That's interesting. This year, we've seen a lot of interest in Indian projects too. And recently, you guys probably know from the interview from Persistence, there's there's a lot of Indians looking for blockchain to take off to be the next unicorn, right? They had the tech unicorns already. What about the blockchain unicorns? So in that sense, this is just kind of confirmation that India is having a huge kind of surge into peer-to-peer volume. All right, why peer-to-peer also is because in these countries, both India and in China, it is harder for people to get exchange access, right? If you trade peer-to-peer from people to people, there's much more vendors out there. So that's kind of the situation and why peer-to-peer volume is important. And this is just organic volume buying into Bitcoin. So guys, if you guys are from India as well, if you have any people from India watching, tell me how hard is it to get into crypto? I'm actually quite interested in that. Do you must go to peer-to-peer or are there any alternative methods? Tell me in the comments as well. All right, we got also this one. Oyster Pearl founder Bruno Block arrested, facing 10 years in jail. This was actually interesting. I saw this. I'm like, this is an ICO guy. Not only did he scam people during the ICO, but he also defrauded people. Defrauded the IRS actually. So he misfiled his tax returns. He has huge tax evasion schemes, using shell company pseudonames. Guys and dudes in jail. Yeah, you know, don't be a dick, right? In life. Also, like, yeah, that ICO game, like a lot of its wealth came from ICOs. It's kind of crazy. This was also interesting. I was looking at the Microstrategy downgrade. I mean, obviously, this news article is like Microstrategy downgrades. Analysts recommend cap crypto-centric bank. Oh my God, we're gonna show this bank, but okay, why is this article interesting is obviously because MicroStrategy's got downgraded because they're holding nearly $1 billion worth of cryptocurrencies. So there's still a bit of there's still some stigma in the financial world where they feel it's high risk to be in cryptocurrencies, and that's the reason for the down risk. But that being said, of course, if you look at the performance of Bitcoin's, yeah, it's like I hate to use this word, I hate to use this sentence, but it's like it's irresponsible not to have exposure to crypto. Yeah, there you go. All right. So yeah, this is the digital renminbi. This is DCEP. So we've been following this for a while about what China's doing with their own digital currencies as well, right? So this is their centralized version, and they've been pushing it very hard this year. Reason being is because they want to have some dominance in this field. They know that the central bank issue digital currencies, this is going to take off. And once China did it, everyone did it too, right? One of the biggest reasons driving this, obviously, is because of the trade war. So with the trade war coming up between China and the rest of the world, almost like that at this point, China is afraid that they're going to be limited in terms of currency transfer options in the future. So making this currency widespread used in China and then in Southeast Asia and then around the world makes them immune to any potential sanctions that they may face. And this is very clear. So if you look at my article on DCEP, DCEP, just search that up. This tells you a lot. This is on Google. So search DCEP on Google. You probably get the box mining one first. A little bit. Great work by the website guys, by the way, on this. But um, this was very, very clear during my interview with the guys at Phoenix TV. So this was on TV in China. We were giving talks about this, but it was very clear that the fear really comes from the fact that China is afraid that the SWIFT system, they're going to get kicked out of SWIFT, or they're going to get kicked off, any sort of foreign currency transfer options. And this is why China is developing their own to kind of be the fallback plan if something happens. And they've been pushing very aggressively into this. So as you can see, 20K transactions. They're using out major retailers. So JD is like the Amazon of China. So they're accepting DCEP already. What this means for crypto is actually really good because DCEP takes a lot of inspiration from blockchain technology. And also there's talk about these potential gateways between DCEP and with other cryptocurrencies. Now, those gateways are not very popular yet. Okay, so initially people were saying, oh, when DCEP is released, immediately there's going to be gateways built up. But a few things, right? First of all, I talked about these gateways on TV in China, and they cut all those sections out. So they definitely don't want people talking about it, and they don't want those being built. So that's gonna be interesting to see if that can be done in the future, and if so, what's the way to do it in the future? Anyways, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. All right, moving up to the news very quickly. So Hacken launches new product, WIRA. WIRA. So if you guys know, I'm an advisor for Hacken, and the reason why I'm an advisor for Hacken and I chose to be one, and also I hold Hacken, is because they're doing a huge amount of work in cybersecurity. So this is not the sexiest subject in the world, right? Cybersecurity, protecting people. This basically what they're building in terms of new product is it's automated security scanner that identifies vulnerabilities around the web. So basically, it just helps anyone that is running a website, etc. They can get this sort of automated testing, and then they can also hire people, hire hackers themselves to do a full audit penetration testing of their web. Not the sexiest thing, all right? So I'll be right up front, not the sexiest thing, but what I see here is that in the future, as people use more and more cryptocurrencies, security becomes super important because you're holding more of your assets in this form of full control, no refunds, all right? You can't like if someone steals your crypto, there's no refunds on it, right? So this is key. So having better security is just absolutely key in this world. But anyways, they deployed a new cool product. Check it out, guys. We also have Pornhub blocked by Visa. This is last week's news. But anyways, so if you're in Pornhub, crypto payment right now is the only option, but who pays for Point anyways, right? But anyway, we also have Tyler Winklevoss, smartest people in the world buying Bitcoin quietly. I think that's been happening for the longest time. And the kind of thing is kind of interesting thing is like when I was buying Bitcoin, right? Like 2018, 2019, dollar cost average accumulating this year as well, 2020. But you can see the main bulk was actually purchased mostly in 2018, 2019 area, right? Um, During that time, even if I start screaming about Bitcoin, no one will care. But that's how the crowd goes. But just be smart about it. Be smart about it. Make sure you're um like, on this channel, by the way. All right, we got number of non-zero Ethereum addresses hits 50 million. So yeah, again, Ethereum's not slowing down at this current point. People are getting more and more accounts. This is just a strong sign that people people are buying Ethereum and people are using it. So, anyways, it's pretty self-explanatory at this current point. We're pretty much done. All right. Some other stuff as well that we're spectating. Oh, also we have DuckDAO. So this just came this morning actually. So if you guys know, I'm part of the DuckDAO incubator, and these guys are issuing out this new liquidity pool product called Duck. So DuckDAO this community is gonna have two coins, right? So they have a coin called DDIM, the DuckDAO Dime. This one is for the community itself. And dude, it's crazy. Like when I first what the hell? It's been on a crazy rocket ship ride, right? So this is the one that's required to join the community, right? So this is the DuckDAO Dime. It's required to join the community. And before it was at $4, but now it's at like this crazy $21 right now. It's insane. But anyways, that's the one to join the chats, join the community. And I can say this, right? Like they are the hardest working people in terms of the decentralized DAOs out there, the chat groups, the information groups. They are the ones working the hardest at the current point. Like absolutely, like versus Karma DAO, like there's no comparison. Also, I want to give shout outs to Omega DAO as well. They're doing pretty good. But yeah, I've been joining a lot of these groups to just gather information. Now, DuckDAO, they're deploying their Duck token. So this is another token for the liquidity pool program. So this is a program to provide liquidity to projects that DuckDAO incubates. And there's going to be a new coin out and a new farming opportunity out as well. So more information about that coming soon, but check that out. Kind of crazy stuff happening at this point. Tara also says, very interesting getting involved in DuckDAO Dime. DuckDAO Dime is also kind of also required. Like if you join DuckDAO, you get the option to invest in projects. And the past few projects worked like super well, like super well, right? So they had like Base Protocol, which just like took the crypto scene by storm last week. It was ridiculous. They also incubated a few other good ones, I think. Let me just double check. Yeah, so Bondly was good. Base did 170x. That's insane. Uh, DeFi Pi Geek did work well, so they've been pretty good on that respect as well. So yeah, that's coming up with the Duck coin, and yes, obviously I did buy some Duck coin previously. All right. All right, all right, all right. So I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Also, this just an update on this as well. So last week, you guys probably know, I did a live video setting up an Ethereum 2.0 node. So we're looking at the node right now at this point, and this is what's happening with it. So let me just take a look at this node. So you guys are probably pretty interested in Ethereum 2.0 nodes, right? Because they generate daily and profit. So this is my node at this current point, and you can see what's happening. So initially started off with a deposit of 32 ETH. So I showed that in the live video and also in cut down video. So just check those videos out about how to do this. But you deposit the 32 ETH, and then once that deposit goes in, and once the node is live, so this node went live on December 10th. I rephrased myself because I have multiple nodes. So magic. So this particular one went live on December the 10th. And what happens once it goes live is that it gets voted, it gets part of this attestation system, and then once it tests, you get passive income. So you can see that amount slowly growing every day. So roughly every day I'm earning around 0.0137 ETH. So roughly ETH to USD. So that is roughly around $8 per day, which is not bad. So just roughly accumulating that per day. What I'm using to run it is all nodes. So a lot of people didn't know this, but you need to have a node online. So this computer needs to be online 24 hours a day to do the votes, right? So when it gets called on to vote, it must vote. If it misses the vote, you'll actually see the amount drop. So this is why, yeah, I use all nodes to do it. If you guys want to check out all nodes down, I'll put a link down there. I'll put a referral link down there so I can make some passive income too on the side too. But yeah, so this pretty much takes care of everything. I definitely want to, if you guys are interested in just seeing what that is, all about this Ethereum 2.0 staking, check out the staking guide. This is the one on my channel right now. I'll put the link down below. But I take you through the whole entire process of going through the official Ethereum 2.0 launchpad and then going and setting up the node itself. It's actually pretty easy. So if you guys are looking into doing this is the proper way of doing it because you get to keep the keys yourself. This is not through an exchange. I just want to highlight that. You get the cool node, you get to be part of the whole launch of Ethereum 2.0, and you get to keep your keys. So no one else has your crypto. Anyways, very, very important. But anyway, that's pretty much it. All right. So yeah, just check that out. Make sure you're there. Yeah, check that video out and we should be good. I don't know why, but there's another box mining video, really? Huh. Oh, crap. Um, all right, so yeah, apparently, oops, there's a yeah, I messed up today's stream. So apparently there was another stream online. Weird. Anyways, I just realized that just now when I was looking at it. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I think we're covered up a lot. A few things, right? So just catching up with me. So Cyberpunk came out over the weekend. Uh, it was super frustrating honestly to set up. um it taught my PC a lesson. So like, you guys see the Max here, but I'm actually using PC proper, like a proper PC Master Race. So try to load up and play Cyberpunk. The graphics are intense, right? I have a 3070, so the new NVIDIA graphics card, the new 3070 Gen 3. I have a 3900K X CPU from AMD. So that's still this year's CPU, not the latest one, but it's still pretty recent. But yeah, so this is top of the almost top, right? One level step down from the top tier specs. And yeah, it's like my PC is like pushed to the limit, right? Like I have to lower the settings down almost to medium in order to play Cyberpunk. But anyways, yeah, that's my adventure so far. So I tried to do a live stream on my other channel. With the live stream on, it was like 15 FPS. It was impossible to play. But anyways, that's my current story. It's still there. Um, Amateur video. Damn, I was on the wrong video. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had two videos up. There was one on the wrong video, so I'm sure someone was there. Um, so yeah. Um, Amateur Gamer says, bro, Cyberpunk was so bad. My 5700 XT died on me. Dude, the graphics requirements on that is insane, right? The game looks fantastic and the game is open world. Um, like, if you get it working, it's great. But I feel like it, it's underbaked, right? I think that's the key with Cyberpunk. Like, I think like the the graphics just were not optimized, and this goes to show, hardware isn't the most important thing. It's all about optimization, right? And they just didn't optimize it well enough. There are so many, like, for me, what I was experiencing was that even if I got this graphics settings right, got it to be good, when I was moving between zones on the map, I would feel some lag spikes. So it's like it's a lot of tuning. So I guess at this current point, like, if you guys want to play Cyberpunk, wait 2 weeks or maybe wait 2 months. All right, just wait another 2 months. Let all the idiots beta test it for you, and then you can go and have a good time. I think that's the key, right? Like right now, if you go in, you're gonna be one of the idiots like me, just make testing every setting. Oh, volumetric fog. Should I turn this on or off? Oh, shadows. How much shadows do I want? But once like people tune that a little bit more, there'll be like good settings that you can use for your setup, and that's the way to go. So, anyways, Travis Province says my brother had no problem with the 1080 Ti. That's good. That's good. Like, I don't know. For me, like, I think it's because I really wanted ray tracing on, so I kept trying to switch on the ray tracing, and like during transitions was when I struggled. My 3070 struggled the most. But anyways, Actar Reef Actar says 4090 might run it well in a year. Hopefully speaking. Like, I was looking at all those videos where people were running it on 4K resolution on their 3090 Ti's, and then it would just lag, right? Anyways, whatever. Like, it's an experiment in progress. Like, I think, like, I kind of reestablished my expectations for the game last week. I'm like, just like, you know what? Yeah, it's an experiment in progress, and you'll have a lot more fun if you play it thinking in that way. So anyways, guys, lots of good videos coming up, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm pretty sure lots will happen in crypto next few weeks, so make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed to this channel. Pretty excited to give you guys a review. If you guys have any questions about this new M1 MacBook Air as well, shoot me them down below. I actually want to just make a crypto-centric review of it, because like, I feel like this is like the next frontier in terms of laptop performance, right? Like, not shilling this hard, but like, I feel like this is the right product for me to take out on a go, and with no fan. Like, this one is the MacBook Air with no fan. Dude, it's amazing. Like, laptops should not have fans. That's my key. Like, I feel like, like, every time I use my laptop, I always make sure that there's no dust that can get caught into my fans, right? I think this is my paranoia, right? Like, if dust gets into your fan, like this one, my older one with the i9, right? The fans just go blazing, dust gets caught inside, and then it just becomes louder and louder, and it gets thermal throttled all the time. But this one without a fan, I feel so super good. I'm just using it on my bed and stuff. It's like, oh, I can use it. Anyways, that's me blabbing away. With that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna fire away the outro, and I'll see you guys next stream.
I'd like to take the time now to tell you a little bit about everything that's happening in the box mining ecosystem. First and foremost, if you guys like listening to all that's happening in crypto on the go, then I would highly recommend you checking out the Box Mining Bitcoin Out of the Box podcast. And the reason why it's called Bitcoin Out of the Box is because we have long interview segments very much exploring the detail of the newest and latest of what's going on in this whole cryptocurrency space. Whole idea of it is to bridge that gap between knowledge privileged institutional investors and the rest of us here in this space. Now, with the podcast, it's on everything. So it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Google Podcasts, it's on Spotify. Just search it anywhere, Bitcoin Out of the Box. So just add that onto a playlist and then just follow the new episodes when it's released. Next up, we also have the Box Mining newsletter. So this happens roughly bi-weekly. We give you an update of the latest that's going on in a very summarized, condensed format. So this is perfect for anyone that wants an overview of the market. Say, for example, what's happening with OKX, the biggest event, or maybe the little things like what's happening with different coins and overall the trend. So what I use the newsletter for personally myself is to understand what kind of phase we're in crypto, to kind of get in tune. So if you don't read crypto every day, the newsletter is perfect for you. Last but not least, in the link down below, if you're a Telegram user, we have the Box Mining announcements channel. So this is to announce you basically what's the latest videos coming up, but also we have a daily update, a community-driven daily update to provide you an idea of the latest updates on the day. And a lot of people have been using that to get informed of the crazy amounts of trends that we see. And I have to give a big thank you for Claudio, our community member, for doing this. It's just been phenomenal. Definitely want to give you a shout out there, Claudio, as well for that. And taking us to the end of the live stream, so make sure, number one, you click like and subscribe on this video because it really does help this channel. And then, of course, check out the podcast. It's one of the best ways to know a little bit more, to extend that knowledge, especially in your spare time. And then, of course, check out the newsletter. If you're, if you want those updates and summaries and trends, newsletter is the place for you. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you have a good one. See you in the next video.